The roof is closed tonight. The crowd is gonna be hyped and one of the loudest venues in sports. We welcome you from the home of the Blue Jays, the Rogers Center. Tonight, the home team trying to sweep the Texas Rangers and become the first to advance to the League Championship Series. Batting order for the Texas Rangers looks like this. Gomez, Desmond, and Beltran will lead off. Beltre, Odor, and Lucroy in the middle. Same top six for every game in this postseason. Mitch Moreland back in there tonight with Elvis Andrus and Nomar Mazara rounding out the starting nine for Jeff Bannister and the Texas Rangers. And as we get to game three, Dennis Eckersley, the Rangers are not going to be facing a number 3 starter. As a matter of fact, they might be facing one of the best young pitchers in the game right now in Aaron Sanchez.
Without a doubt, this kid to me is the ace. It says it all. Led the league in ERA, 6'4", 220, major gas. You're talking 94 to 98 with a lot of movement. Put away curveball. This kid is up and coming, and this is a huge game for him. Last game out, he almost threw a no-hitter against the Red Sox.
The defense for the Blue Jays will be the same as it was for game 2. As Devin Travis is still nursing a tender knee, that means that Darwin Barney will start at second base. Everyone else remains the same. They have not made an error in any of those last 5 games that were so crucial to Toronto getting here.
And let's check the 6-man umpiring crew that is in place here tonight for game 3. That is Sam Holbrook in his 11th postseason. He has gotten a call in a World Series before, back in 2010. Hunter Wendelstedt over at first base. If we go to a game 4, he'll have the plate. There's Joe West, the crew chief. He's out at second base. He'll be in charge of any reviews. Corey Glazer at third, and the 2 outfield umpires, Chad Fairchild working left field, and the right field umpire is Lance Barksdale, who had the plate in game 2. All the pieces put in place. We're ready for baseball tonight from Toronto. Game 3 of this American League Division Series. And this crowd starting to pour in now as they're ready to see their 24-year-old right-hander go to work against Gomez. And the first pitch is down and away we go. Blue Jays fans welcoming back their team. Last time they saw them was that dramatic wild card win last Tuesday against the Baltimore Orioles.
Got adrenaline pumping right now. First inning is so crucial to any starting pitching, let alone in the playoffs. Young kid like Sanchez.
2-0 to Carlos Gomez. Very patient at the plate. That might be part of the game plan with Sanchez to see if he could be rattled by the moment here. He hasn't been rattled in the big moments down the stretch. He was fantastic in his final 3 starts of the regular season, and he makes his first postseason start here tonight. Part of that, Joe, is because he had to pitch the final Sunday game of the regular season just to get the Blue Jays in, and in doing so won the ERA title with that win over Boston. And Gomez draws the walk.
That is something the Blue Jays have not done in this series, and that's give Texas opportunities with 3 passes. If I'm the Texas offense, I'm going to try to work myself into hitters counts. If you fall behind this guy, you're in big trouble.
The Blue Jays have only walked 4, make it 3, I beg your pardon, in this entire series. None in the first game. That terrific start by Marco Estrada had 3 walks and a thrilling victory. Worked around those free passes in game 2. Gomez very fast and a very good base stealer. Ian Desmond at the plate. And the Rangers being very patient to start this game. Ball 1 from Sanchez.
You see that big high leg kick. Takes him forever to get the ball to the plate, but at the same time, he hasn't been throwing strikes. You almost don't want to run right here if he can't find the plate.
Desmond coming off a 3-hit game in game 2. He was 3 for 5. He drove in a couple of runs. And Desmond, who's been in the spotlight on the good and the bad in this series, had a key defensive play. Call it a misplay. Would have been a great catch in game 1, but it opened the door on the Tulowitzki 3 RBI triple, and then had a base running blunder in game 2. Desmond takes a ball down and away, 96 with the fastball. And Desmond is ahead in the count, 2-1.
Everything away, everything fastball.
Everything's been glove side away, off the plate. You're right. Missing to the same side.
Sanchez working with his battery mate Russell Martin. There goes Gomez. Pitches outside, throw to second base. He is late. In and out of the glove at second, and in with a stolen base is Carlos Gomez. So the Rangers leadoff hitter walks to start, now steals second. He's in scoring position.
Decent jump right there. You see the ball, not a good pitch to throw him out for Martin, but to me it's all about the pitcher.
And Jeff Bannister told us before the game they would try very hard to get an early run on the board.
So important to take this crowd out of it, as Desmond, big bouncing ball. Martin's got to wait for it to bounce, gloves and throws in time. Heck of a play by Russell Martin, showing those infield skills behind the plate. Russell Martin takes down Desmond for the first out of the ball game. Gomez advances to third. And Jeff Bannister asking the home plate umpire to give him a moment to take a look.
You see this high chopper here. Sanchez almost gets in the way. Luckily he pulls up. That ball took a funny hop. Nice play by Martin.
Kind of a turf hop with all that spin on it. Came right back to Russell.
That looked like a good call, and they will play on here. First base umpire Hunter Wendelstedt on that one. So the first out. 2-3 on the putout. Runner at third for Texas. Here is Carlos Beltran.
I guess you have to catch it to get a strike, but that was a strike.
See the numbers for Beltran in the regular season. Split time between the Yankees and the Rangers. Had 29 home runs this year. Was 1 for 5 in game 2. That's way inside. Martin keeps that one from going to the backstop.
Well, it was some of their key guys that left so many men on base in game 2. Beltran left 5 men on base in game 2.
Just underway. Important start. Texas trying to get on the board quickly. Sanchez deals. Beltran a slow roller. Gomez will come in to score. The play at first is in time, and Texas does indeed strike first here tonight. Beltran with an RBI ground out, the second out of the inning.
That is huge for that Texas dugout. A little confidence to start early against a tough pitcher.
And high fives. There you see Prince Fielder, the retired Texas Ranger.
That's an ugly run right there, but you'll take it any way you can get it. Not a hard hit ball yet.
First lead of the series for the Texas Rangers. They have been swimming upstream all series long. Now Adrian Beltran on the first pitch. A fly ball into shallow center. Pilar will make the play, and the inning is over. Rangers score. It's 1-0. Blue Jays coming back. The Texas Rangers strike first here tonight in Toronto. Game 3 of this ALDS. Let's give you the Blue Jays lineup. John Gibbons turns this one in. Same players that we saw in game 2. You got Carrera, Donaldson, and Encarnacion at the top. Bautista, Martin, and Tulowitzki in the middle, with Saunders, Pilar, and Darwin Barney, a former Gold Glover, rounding out the starting 9. And there is 37-year-old Colby Lewis. He's been waiting a long time for a postseason start. He's finally got one here tonight, Eck.
I'll tell you what, a lot of pressure on this elimination game. He's got some experience. It's been a while. Talk about his repertoire. You're not going to see much past 90 miles an hour. He's all about spotting the fastball, trying to make you swing at that slider.
Great contrast in styles here tonight with Lewis and Sanchez. Sanchez, the hard throwing up and comer, some of the best stuff in the big leagues, and Colby Lewis, wise old veteran, trying to piece it together for another season. Don't know how long he'll continue to pitch, but everybody you talk to in that Rangers camp says this is the guy they want on the mound in a big game like this. Toronto has beaten Cole Hamels game 1, roughed him up, took down Yu Darvish in game 2. Hamels couldn't get out of the fort, Joe. Yu Darvish went only 5, and the Blue Jays are just riding this wave of momentum.
Two good pitchers with hard stuff, you know, hard fastball, hard breaking stuff. This guy's a finesse pitcher, and maybe he can frustrate the Blue Jays. And he's already got 1 run to work with, but these first 2 innings mighty important.
Carrera takes a ball inside. When Lewis misses, he does not miss by much. He picks and pulls and is not afraid to throw anything in his arsenal. And that may be his best pitch right there, Rick, the slider. And if he's going to have success tonight, he has to have his slider in motion.
Well, he's got to have his slider, but for the most part, you've got to spot your fastball. You can probably say that with anybody, but you don't see him throw the fastball but half the time, so you almost have to sit soft with him.
2-2. Ezequiel Carrera, line shot, base hit. Carrera gets him loud quickly with a ringing single back up the middle. And Joe, let's take a look at the Rangers defensively tonight.
Really only one player that you would wonder if they were going to play it, and that would be Mazzaro. Mazzaro versus Shin-Soo Choo. Mazzaro was selected to play right field according to Bannister because he matched up better. He's a better fastball hitter. Good defensive group. They've got to be tight tonight behind Lewis because he's going to give up a lot of contact.
Turn to most double plays in the majors. They'd love one right here as Josh Donaldson steps in. This crowd is interesting tonight here at Rogers Center. They have gone from extreme quiet, almost anxious, to extreme volume and loud, as it was at the end of the inning and as it was after that base hit. Toronto has a chance tonight to do something they have never done in their franchise history, and that is sweep a postseason series.
That was a quick slide step right there.
Oh, yeah.
Tough to run on that.
Donaldson, a wave and a miss. Chase that breaking ball.
Well, he gets you to chase that. That's exactly what he wants you to do. I tell you, Lewis has had nightmares pitching in Toronto in his career here. I mean, he's just given up a lot of home runs. Pitchers don't forget that. 65 innings, 17 home runs in this ballpark.
This is his 15th career game in Toronto. And an ERA over 6. As Donaldson, a swing and a miss. And Colby Lewis strikes out Josh Donaldson for the first out.
He's pretty much owned Donaldson and Encarnacion. They came into this game a combined 4 for 33, make it 4 for 34. Good pitch.
That ball never got there. It just stopped about 3/4 of the way there and just fell off the table. That's 2 pitches that Donaldson can't lay off of.
So 1 man out, runner at first, Carrera still after the lead single, and here is Edwin Encarnacion. And look out, the bat goes flying. What a souvenir for someone. Encarnacion has started games with mighty swings. Remember, game 2 went down to a knee with a big hack. That one helicopters into the seats. And a foul back. Encarnacion's first at bat here at Rogers Center since his dramatic 3-run walk-off home run in the 11th in the wild card game. And there she goes, away back. Encarnacion does it again.
Boy, you better be careful with those sliders. He threw a bunch of good ones, but guess what? That's not a good one. That ball, as soon as he swung once again, this ball is gone.
Sometimes when a guy loses the bat, you say, well, the bat went farther than the ball. Not this time.
What a blast by Encarnacion. He takes the Parrot for a ride. And a quick 2 spot for the Blue Jays. And Bautista wisely holding off from getting in the box, trying to extend this loud ovation for Edwin Encarnacion. That is the 9th home run the Blue Jays have hit in the postseason. This is game 4 for them.
Oh my goodness, I'll tell you there, 89-mile-an-hour fastball right down Broadway, fouls it straight back. I mean, you have to be so careful, Lewis, with that breaking ball, because he has absolutely no hair to get you out with.
Lucroy, the battery made of Colby Lewis. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bautista, and that one is low. 2-1 the count. Jose with home runs in the wild card game, a solo shot, and then had a 3-run home run, a put-away homer in game 1, and a wave and a miss. And that'll put the count at 2-2 on Bautista. This Blue Jays ball club, so impressive how they have attacked with the long ball, as Lewis dots the inner edge and Bautista strikes out. Not happy with that call from Sam Holbrook, and Colby Lewis has his 2nd out. 2 Ks in the inning.
Well, that is gutsy right there by Colby Lewis. You throw a fastball, not much on it, ball's inside a little bit, but he gets the call. Obviously Bautista's not looking for that.
That was a real good pitch, and he wasn't looking for it, and that's why he gave up on it too soon.
Now Russell Martin has been quiet at the plate in this postseason. He is certainly making his presence felt behind the plate. He made a terrific play in the 1st inning to retire Ian Desmond. Now Martin sends one into deep left field. That is up, and that one is gone. Russell Martin goes deep. A solo home run. And it's 3-1 Blue Jays.
Boy, did they answer.
Colby Lewis's 1st inning ERA this year, 5.21, and more 1st inning trouble tonight.
That was a cookie slider. I mean, absolute cookie. I mean, you cannot get away. You're not going to get away with sliders right down the middle. I mean,
Troy Tulowitzki now with 2 outs. What a start for Toronto.
He got off to a great start this year, then suffered an injury, missed 3 months with a right lat injury. When he came back, nothing was working. He went 0-5.
And Tulowitzki pops it foul and out of play.
These guys have their top button unbuttoned. They are letting it go.
all these hairy-looking guys leaving Earth. That's what they are.
I'm telling you, that home run by Encarnacion again just lit the fire in that dugout.
They have 8 home runs in this series now. 10 for the postseason. The record for the most home runs in a league division series is 11. It's been done 3 times. Last time it was done, the 04 Astros. 95 Mariners, 95 Yankees.
I bet it wasn't done in 3 games.
And we're just starting. This is the 1st inning of game 3 as Tulowitzki leans out on one, a fly ball to right. Mazzara is under it, and what a start for the Toronto Blue Jays. They've been banging away all series long. Ed Wing goes deep first, a 2-run blast, and then Russell Martin a solo shot, and it's 3-1 Toronto. Don't forget, you can live every postseason moment with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. It's the only place to get it all. Live radio feeds, video highlights, pitch tracking, StatCast, and much more. You can download at bat today. Rougned Odor greeted by these Blue Jay fans here at Rogers Center. He'll lead off the Rangers' 2nd inning. And it feels like every time the Rangers have been able to muster up any kind of momentum, any kind of offense, the Blue Jays have stolen it right back with the long ball, and that is no different here tonight. Rangers scratch for a run on a ground out in the first. Blue Jays answer with 3 as Tulowitzki takes care of Odor, and there is out number 1.
Well, their run, BA, came when they manufactured one. A walk, stolen base, 2 ground outs. And for the Blue Jays, they don't mess around with that. They're just going long ball.
It's another crooked number for Toronto. Think about this. They've hit 10 homers in the postseason, including the wild card game. 7 different players have homered in this postseason for Toronto. Russell Martin becoming the 7th. Here's Jonathan Lucroy with 1 away.
All that confidence or momentum they got in the top of the first inning went away rather quickly.
Sanchez issuing a leadoff walk to Carlos Gomez in the first. Gomez stole second, scored on the ground out. Lucroy, the key acquisition for the Rangers at the trade deadline in a deal with Milwaukee. Sanchez with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And it's 2-1.
We have yet to see a breaking ball. This is where he just lives downstairs. Hard sinker. One of the hardest sinkers in the game. 95 down below.
And a bouncer right back to the mound. Sanchez for out number 2. These 2 starters tonight on opposite ends of the spectrum. Yes, they grew up about 2 hours from each other. Sanchez from Barstow, California, on the road to Las Vegas if you're coming from Los Angeles. And Colby Lewis from Bakersfield, California. And while Lewis has all of that postseason experience, this is start number 1 for Sanchez, but he was very impressive in the postseason last year as a reliever for Toronto, as he misses up and away to Mitch Moreland.
That's when shifts were shifts. And once you get in the outfield, they didn't play in the outfield against Odor because he can run.
And it's 2-0. What kind of stock, Eck, do you put in the numbers for Sanchez against Texas this season? Both of those starts coming in May.
Well, I know it's a long, long time ago, and 1 good start, 1 bad start. The way he's going now, it didn't matter. He's hot.
Sanchez, last 3 starts, he was lights out. Only giving up the 1 earned run. He had given up 9 earned runs in his previous 3. And all that talk about a shutdown, an innings limit. He had a blister. Here he is in a big spot as Moreland fouls it away. We talked to John Gibbons, the Blue Jay manager, before the game, and he said, you know, we had a number in mind on innings. This is a kid now who has over 190 innings, threw just over 90 last season.
This is a kid who went to Fenway Park last game of the season, had a no-hitter in the 7th inning.
2-2 pitch. Little half swing, able to check his swing.
He's got a good curveball. It's a hard downer that when you're throwing 96 and 97, he's so effective.
Those are the innings in his major league career. He's never pushed into this kind of limit, but he is strong. He looks strong and was pitching that way at the end of the year. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Well, it's a perfect start for the Toronto Blue Jays, just what they were looking for. They put 3 on the board in the first, 2-run home run Encarnacion. Russell Martin with a solo shot, and it's 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Colby Lewis back to work. Lewis with a couple of Ks in the first around all that damage, as Michael Saunders with a swing and a foul to start the bottom of the 2nd. There will be a very short leash for Colby Lewis. Matter of fact, between innings, we were all checking in that Rangers bullpen, and Lewis starts this 2nd inning with activity behind him. And in an elimination game, Jeff Bannister certainly knows you can't get too far down, especially on the road. He's got Tony Barnett, who's pitched in the first 2 games of this series, up and ready. There's a swing and a miss by Saunders.
Good changeup right there, down and away.
Got a dead pull hitter who wants something middle in. Good deception on that changeup, running away from him.
Michael Saunders enjoying the holiday weekend here north of the border. Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. The Canadian. He and Russell Martin, the 2 Canadians on the active postseason roster. And a swing and a foul back. He had a healthy cut.
Saunders had a great first half, made the All-Star team, but second half has been something that went the other way. A sub 200 average. Only 15 RBIs in the second half.
Saunders with back-to-back starts. And that one is in the air left field. That's going to hang up there for Carlos Gomez. And Lewis retires his first batter. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services. Let's check the 2 homers. This was Encarnacion's. Left the bat nearly 105 miles per hour. Went 394 feet. And then Russell Martin actually hit it harder. Nearly 107 miles an hour, 378 feet. Or 115 meters, prefer it that way.
The high one looks just so dramatic, though. Huh? Yeah. And meanwhile, the guy hit a bullet harder the other one.
Kevin Pillar high in the air to center field. And Desmond will put it away for the second out. 2 outs in the air for the Blue Jays here in the second inning.
They are going up there in launch mode, every one of them.
Well, Pillar, one of the 7 to have homered in this series, in this postseason. 2 quick outs. Lewis could use a quick inning, and he'll face Darwin Barney. Barney makes his 2nd consecutive start for the injured Devin Travis, who has a bone bruise on the right knee. And the Blue Jays are in a little bit of a position if the series continues, whether they're going to keep Travis or go ahead and put him on the disabled list, which would knock him out of the ALCS if Toronto should make it. Right now they're going to let it ride with a 2-0 lead. That's hit sharply, but right at Andrews, and that'll be the inning. Good bounce back inning for Kobe Lewis. 3 up, 3 down. Now the Rangers coming up. We go to the 3rd, 3-1.
Welcome back to Rogers Center in Toronto, where the Blue Jays lead the Rangers 3-1 in Game 3 of the American League Division Series. I'm here with third base coach Tony Beasley, who's taken a bit of a hiatus during the season to attack rectal cancer that was diagnosed back in January. How are you feeling? What is ahead for you? Obviously, you're here with the team, which has been an inspiration to this group.
Yeah, actually, I'm feeling great right now. I'm in the process of chemotherapy right now. I have 2 more rounds left, and I have 1 surgery left, which is actually scheduled for December the 5th, which is my birthday.
What have the days and months being around this team meant to you as you fight this disease?
It's been tremendous, you know. It's been therapeutic for me. These guys are my family. They've wrapped their arms around me and given me so much support and love. It's just been awesome to go through what I had to go through with my family.
They're trying to get you some hits here as well. Elvis Andrus with a double there. The players pooled some money together. Excuse me, that's not a double. That's a home run from Elvis Andrus.
Maybe we need to keep talking. Well, you know,
players pulled together some money for living expenses for you. That had to be an enormous gift for you.
Yeah, you know, Adrian made sure that they didn't want me to pay anything out of my pocket. I had to spend a lot of time in Houston, over at the hotel and visiting the hospital there. So they didn't want me to pay out of my pocket for anything. So outside of my medical bills, which insurance took care of, they paid for all meals, hotels, flights. The whole organization's been outstanding.
I'll let you get back to the celebration. We wish you luck, continued good health, and be well.
Thank you. God bless you.
Back upstairs.
All right, thanks, Matt, as Mazzara flies out to center. And guys, they call it Beasley magic. And it shows up once again. He's an incredibly inspirational story. And one of his guys, he handles the infielders, Elvis Andrus. And Elvis Andrus launches one out of here to get the Rangers within a run.
He's one guy that's had a real good series. He's 4 for 8 with a triple and now a homer.
He hit that ball on a line.
Rangers third base coach is Spike Owen, all season long filling in for Tony Beasley. There's Spike, who is all set to go manage in the minor leagues for the Rangers. Carlos Gomez back to the top of the order. Rangers had to scratch out a run in the first inning on an RBI ground out by Beltran. Gomez walked, stole second, and scored that run. Slow roller. Donaldson, one of the best in the game, makes a play. 2 outs.
Fastball, center cut. He didn't miss it.
Well, you know he's looking fastball, as many fastballs that he throws, and you don't expect a guy like Andrus to hit a ball out of ballpark like that. But this year he's a different guy. Career year in every category.
And one of the best with runners in scoring position this year. Andrus has a triple in this series, now a home run in this series. And he's not one of the bats that you would expect a lot of power from. This Rangers team has a lot of power. They've got 20+ homer performers all throughout their lineup. This year Andrus hit just 8 this season.
What he has done is help get the Ranger dugout back into this, because after a good shutdown inning in the second, he teed off on Sanchez leading off the third.
And Desmond trying to shoot one to right field, another foul ball.
They've got to feel good that they had some success against Sanchez in Texas in May. I know it was quite a while ago, but you don't forget good at bats you have against good pitching.
Rangers are built to bang. They are a home run hitting team, much like the Blue Jays, but that is their first homer of this postseason. That one skips by Martin. And the count to 1-2 on Ian Desmond.
I mean, you could throw hard all you want. They start sitting on it, and they're going to have some good swings at it. But he's got a devastating curveball. The one that he threw to Moreland was ridiculous.
Two outs in the third. The 1-2 pitch, and he goes. And another strikeout. And Sanchez with his second K, but the Rangers finally see one fly over the fence. Elvis Andrus with a homer, and it's 3-2 Blue Jays. Followed by the Rangers in the Jays, game 4 if necessary, and then at 6 Eastern. Don't forget, game 3 Indians Red Sox. Wondering if that'll be Big Poppy's last game. Cleveland can close out the Red Sox with a win tomorrow. Post-game show on TBS to follow. Key third inning for Colby Lewis and the Rangers. The Blue Jays jumped out with 3 in the bottom of the first, and top of the order coming up. Carrera takes a ball low, gets himself ahead of the count.
The high ERAs for Lewis, as I mentioned, were the first 2 innings, but of the 19 homers he allowed in the regular season, 13 came in the first 3 innings. So not out of the woods yet, even though he had a nice second inning.
Carrera's had a nice postseason. Homered in game 2, and he rips that one into right field. A base hit. Ezekiel Carrera is flourishing in the leadoff spot. That injury to Devin Travis opened the door for Carrera, who's comfortable hitting leadoff Eck, and he delivers with his second hit of the game.
All I'm thinking now is get somebody up and in, because this is nothing. 3-1 fastball, nothing on it. He just spins, hits a bullet to right field. 4 ugly throws, really nothing on the ball.
They're just not missing any mistakes. This team is on fire offensively.
The 2 home runs were very well hit balls with the exit velocity statistic. That was the fastest of them all. That left Carrera's bat at 109 miles an hour. Doug Brocail, the Rangers pitching coach, with a quick chat with Colby Lewis.
I mean, you let him give up a home run right here, you're kicking yourself.
That's the thing about this Blue Jays lineup. As a manager, you sit there and say, I'm going to give him one more batter.
One more batter.
But one more batter might result in 2 runs the way they're going.
Anywhere in their lineup.
Josh Donaldson, the reigning MVP in the American League from 2015. Lewis struck him out in the first. There goes Carrera. And the throw by Lucroy is late into center field. It goes, and Carrera will hold his ground. And a chance to go to third. Desmond has a very strong arm. So no error, but a stolen base. And Carrera pushing the envelope against the Rangers now. The Blue Jays with a man in scoring position.
You see what a jump right here. He's gone before he even picked up his foot. Headlong dive, throw gets away. He doesn't know it until it's a little too late, but he had that base easy.
It was not the slide step that Lewis used earlier. That little leg kick was.
He just left, man. He just took off.
Carrera had just 7 steals in the regular season. You don't see a lot of running with this much power. But he goes. Donaldson trying to put a bunt down. No balls, 2 strikes. He was most certainly trying to bunt for a hit there. Took a peek at Beltre, who was playing about even with the bag. Donaldson had a great game 1. A 4-hit game in game 1. A couple of doubles in that game. Donaldson had a key home run last year in the clinching game to knock the Rangers out in that famous game 5 as Lewis misses inside.
He had a good approach against Hamels in game 1. Was hitting the ball to right field. Why bunt? Go ahead and try to go inside out on Lewis. You know he can't really throw the ball by you.
He got a high breaking ball he was trying to bunt.
Donaldson out in front, sends out into right field, and is down the line. Mazzara cannot get it. That is a fair ball. And it bounces up and out, and coming in to score is Carrera. It'll be an RBI double. And the Jays, with their 4th run of the game, it's a 4-2 Blue Jay lead now.
That is a thing of beauty right there. And that's enough. He's seen enough from Lewis, but that is a beautiful thing. Lunged out over across the plate on a slider. Look how far the slider, well, it's got part of the plate. Not a pretty swing, but a beautiful placement. Bounces on the line into the stands. Ground rule double RBI. Beautiful.
Amazing that it stayed fair. The arc of the ball had very little slice on it down the right field line. Donaldson kept it fair and chases Colby Lewis. All right, Tony Barnett in the pitch. Edwin Encarnacion at the plate. Encarnacion is rewriting the Blue Jay postseason record books. First player in Toronto history with 3 home runs in his team's first 4 postseason games.
Good numbers for Barnett in his first 2 outings in this division series. A total of 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs or walks, 1 strikeout.
Sinker, slider, curveball, no gas.
Barnett pitching in his 3rd consecutive game of this division series. And a big swing and a miss. Encarnacion right now, Joe, looks about as free and easy as you could get at the plate, just soaring with confidence.
Yeah, I think that home run against Baltimore kind of lit the candle for all these guys, but especially him. He had 42 homers in the regular season. He's not a stranger to that.
Drove in 127 during the regular season as well. And a swing and a foul.
I mean, you got to be careful with that breaking ball. You find any of the plate, and he's on it.
He's mad at himself right now. He's still trying to hit the ball to right field to try to get Donaldson to third. He's upset that he didn't do it.
Had a pitch to do it with. Boy, how do you change lanes and try to hit the ball the other way, the way he pulls the ball so much?
Almost have to take it out of the catcher's glove.
Inning started with a single by Carrera, scored on the Donaldson ground rule double. And Encarnacion with a bullet almost hit Donaldson. He'll come around and score easily. Edwin Encarnacion keeps it rolling for Toronto.
That'll get him over.
5-2 Blue Jays. And Jeff Bannister is searching for answers right now on the mound. That run will belong to Lewis.
I don't know how this missed Donaldson. Fancy footwork. Hanging breaking ball.
Oh. You cannot leave breaking balls out over the plate. That just, he eats them for dinner.
And now it's Bautista. Chance of Edwin raining down on Encarnacion at first. There's a strike from Barnett. Heck, the starters for the Rangers in this series, now that the book is closed on Colby Lewis, 10 1/3 innings, 16 earned runs.
They all got their lunch. You talk about Darvish, gave up 4 home runs. This is one of the best pitchers in the game.
Bautista sends one into center field. Desmond will size this one up, and there is the first out of the 3rd inning.
You can't blame these people here. There's 50,000 people here, and every time a ball goes in the air, they think it's a homer, and they're most of the time right.
Toronto has won 5 in a row. They won the final 2 games, those key wins at the end of the regular season as the calendar term from September to October. They had a dreadful September, almost cost them a spot in the postseason. But once that calendar flipped to October 1st, it's been a different story. They win tonight, they would have won 6 straight October games.
I mean, they were in trouble that last weekend in Boston going into that Saturday game. It was getting away from them. It really was. And all of a sudden it turned October, and here we go.
Just like you said a minute ago, early in the game, Ryan, though, every time Texas does something good, Toronto comes right back with an answer.
Elvis Andrus hit the home run for the Rangers at the top of this 3rd, and the Blue Jays answer with a quick 2 and threatening for more here. Russell Martin, who homered in the 1st inning. And he takes a strike from Barnett. One thing about the Rangers bullpen to keep in mind, we'll see how it plays out the rest of this game. It is an extreme ground ball getting bullpen. They're all different. They all have different variation of pitches, but the one consistency with their pen is they are ground ball pitchers. And Jeff Bannister needing somebody to keep the ball on the ground with these Toronto Blue Jays.
Especially in this day and age with bullpen arms, everybody's got those big arms out there, strikeouts galore. Everybody and their brother is striking out nowadays, and you can good reason why.
Lewis was not in the rotation last year in the postseason. He was skipped, had a knee injury. On the ground, over his belt tray, he'll fire to second and out there. Taking the sure out, Martin will reach on a fielder's choice, the 2nd out of the inning. And with 2 outs and a runner at first, here comes Troy Tulowitzki.
You mentioned the last 5 games, now 6 games, 5 and a part of a 6th in October. They came into this game, the Blue Jays, with a .394 average with runners in scoring position in those 5 games. .394.
Two outs for Barnett. This is the guy who has stabilized the shortstop position for the Blue Jays, and they love him here, and he's going to be here for a while. He's got a contract that runs through 2020. Tulowitzki was the one get for the Blue Jays last year. That was a key pickup for them en route to the American League Championship Series. It had been a bit of a revolving door. Think about Yunel Escobar, 2011 and 12, Jose Reyes. That did not work out well at all for the Blue Jays. And then Tulowitzki arriving at the trade deadline last season. Broken bat on the ground to short. Andrews will go to second, and that will retire the side. So Barnett cools it down a bit, but the Blue Jays strike for 2 more. Donaldson with an RBI double. Encarnacion picks up another ribby, and it's 5-2 Blue Jays. Beautiful images outside Rogers Center in Toronto, the CN Tower, one of the most picturesque settings in Major League Baseball. And they love their Blue Jays here, and they have got the mojo back. This feels like those great early 90s teams with the big crowds. They've led the American League in attendance this season here in Toronto as Aaron Sanchez starts Beltran with a ball, then a strike, and it's all even at 1 apiece as we begin the 4th inning.
Well, they love this guy. Former first-round draft pick, and he was born to be a Blue Jay. Born in California, but he was born on Canada Day.
Nice.
In 1992.
Celebrating another holiday here this weekend north of the border, Thanksgiving weekend. And the Texas Rangers are trying to give them a Thanksgiving Day game tomorrow. An elimination game for Texas as Beltran takes a ball. And a man on for the Rangers to start the 4th. Moments ago, Matt Weiner caught up with Blue Jays pitching coach Pete Walker.
Pete, a manufactured run and a home run against Sanchez so far. What's your assessment?
You know, pretty excited out there, you know, being a young kid in this situation. He's pitched in some high leverage situations before, but, you know, you get to this part of the season, you know, it can be tough early on. So we've given him some support with some runs. Hopefully he can settle down here and attack that strike zone and get ahead with strike 1.
He was a reliever in the postseason this time last year. This was not necessarily part of the plan to eat up this many innings, be this good. What kind of a leap has he made?
You know what, he's been fantastic. You know, obviously pitching out of the bullpen last year and the way he's gone this year in the starting rotation. Obviously we weren't sure how the season was going to go as far as the inning limit and everything else, but he's been strong. He's been a horse for us all year long, and it's great to have him out there.
Thanks to Pete Walker. Got a chance to be a double play ball here. Goes 4, 6, and not the 3. Beltre was hustling down the line, able to beat that one out. Barney with a shovel to Tulowitzki, who still has one of the great throwing arms in the game. And the Blue Jays get 1.
You talk about a hard sinker, man. This ball is going straight down, and you see Beltre just chops it. It's just too slow to turn. It just develops too slowly. Beltre beats it out easy.
He might have been better served with Beltran stopping to go ahead, throw to first, and then get Beltran in a rundown.
Those boos raining down for Rougned Odor, who will bat for the 2nd time. Bounced to second his first time up. And on the first pitch, a cut and a miss.
That's what you want to do. You don't want to. It's that fastball cross seamer upstairs off this guy. Likes the ball down.
Got to give Pete Walker a lot of credit, the pitching coach. He and bullpen coach Dane Johnson, they've done great work with this staff. As Odor into center field, hit well. Pilar turns and runs, looks up, and it is gone. A home run for Rougned Odor. 2-run shot for the Rangers. And now the Rangers starting to bang away their keystone combo tonight. Elvis Andrus and Rougned Odor with homers. It's a one-run game.
They will not give up. Right back at you. You're talking about a line drive over the center field fence. He puts a charge into this fastball. Ball sinks a little bit, gets the head out, and smokes this ball.
I thought he was a little tardy in Texas in the first couple of games. He was late getting to balls. Certainly wasn't late there.
Yeah, Jeff Bannister knew it was out. Center field home run for Rougned Odor. Just like that, it is 5-4, and home runs starting to define this game. Blue Jays hit 2 in the first. Encarnacion and Martin, and Andrus and Odor with homers in each of the last 2 innings for the Rangers.
That base on balls didn't help matters either.
Another leadoff walk. Got it started.
John John Gibbons keeping a close eye on Sanchez. Working here in the 4th inning. Lucroy takes a strike. Fastball's been humming from the start for Sanchez. He's 96, 97 miles an hour. Lucroy, his first time up, bounce back to the mound. Sanchez with 2 Ks, but now 4 runs on the board. One of the notes, and sometimes regular season statistics don't really play in the postseason, but an impressive note on Sanchez in his career as a starter, when he gets 3 or more runs of support, which he has here tonight, he is undefeated. He is 18-0. He has been the guy that has taken those leads and taken it to the finish line. Lucroy, a little late, fouls it away.
See, that thing has late tail to it. Starts it outside, comes back on the corner.
He can bore it in on you too if you're a left-handed hitter.
But he threw that ball by Odor, and it sort of said, hey, I could get that ball by him up there, and he put a charge into it.
Yeah, he didn't get it up enough.
Lucroy led all catchers in baseball in RBIs this season, and he fights to stay alive there. He almost wiped out his teammate on deck, Mitch Moreland. That went right by him.
They need him to get going too. He is hitless in the series so far, 0 for 9.
Two to Jonathan Lucroy, and a bouncer foul. Lucroy has stranded 4 himself during this series at the plate. That was one of the more shocking revelations for the Rangers in Game 2. They got their hits in Game 2. They had 13 of them, lost the game 5-3, and stranded 13 on base. Playoff record for Texas. Lucroy into right field, hit pretty well. Back is Bautista, and he's got it for the 2nd out of the inning.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Texas Ranger team is just not going to lay down. I mean, that is a big home run to get you right back in this thing.
That's a good at bat for Lucroy too. He's been making a lot of first pitch outs on weak ground balls or pop-ups. He had a real good defensive at bat there when he fell behind and hit the ball hard, even though it was an out. That may pay dividends for him next time.
Lucroy is 0 for 2 tonight, and now with 2 outs, here is Mitch Moreland, and on a big swing, a roller foul. Moreland came in as a pinch hitter in Game 2. Got 2 at-bats in that game, had a double, was 1 for 2. Sanchez struck him out last time up. Shift is on for Moreland with 3 on the right side. John Gibbons knows how important a sweep would be on the other end of it last year, knows the pressure that is put on when the team that is down 0-2 does win a game. And while Jeff Bannister talks about all hands on deck kind of day, I think John Gibbons is in a very similar posture in the Blue Jays dugout. Does not want to get to a Game 4. That would be tomorrow, by the way. And Jeff Bannister told us before the game that he will have Cole Hamels pitch Game 4 if it should get there, and then Darvish would come back in Game 5 if it should get to that point in Arlington.
He also said that he knows that this team won't quit. He knows the character of his ball club, and they certainly aren't.
And it's going to be a walk to Moreland. So Sanchez issues his 3rd walk. Pete Walker is on his way out.
If he's not in sync, if there's one thing, you know, that Sanchez has a problem with, is because he's going to get himself in trouble with walks. I mean, that fastball gets away from him. He throws so hard. Sometimes it sinks, sometimes it sails a little bit on him.
Well, anytime you give him 5 runs to work with in the first 3 innings, and he's got a 5-1 lead, as you pointed out, Brian, he's undefeated. When he gets some run support, you'd have thought this game was over. It's game on. Texas is not going away.
Yeah, 2 key home runs from Andrews and Rougned Odor. Odor went deep in this inning, a 2-run shot. So here we are, 5-4. And here is Elvis Andrews again. Blistered one out of here to deep left center. Take a look at the flight of this one. Very low trajectory as well. StatCast presented by Amazon Web Services. Hits it 411 feet and just shy of 107 miles an hour.
We have seen some shots tonight.
No balls and a strike on Andrews. Elvis is the Rangers franchise leader in the postseason in hits, now with 46.
This crowd's finally starting to get into it, trying to cheer on a punch out, anything.
At first, 0-2 the count. Andrews takes a ball. What a pick by Russell Martin. Boy, he is such a fine defender behind the plate. He's already made a couple of beautiful plays in this game. Look at this pick.
No telling where this curveball is going to go. He picks it, backhands it. One hop, beautiful.
Keeps a runner out of scoring position. Doesn't show up in a box score, Joe, but that could be a big one. They're all big in the postseason. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Andrews in the air, left field, coming in, Carrera, and that will retire the side. However, the Rangers have found the home run stroke. Rougned Odor, public enemy number 1 here in Canada. A 2-run shot. It's a 1-run game. ALDS matchup last year, that thrilling 5-game series won by the Blue Jays. This is round 2. Toronto up 2-0. Alex Claudio is the new Texas pitcher. So Barnett goes a scoreless inning. Did allow an inherited runner to score, closing the book on Lewis with 5 runs in 2 innings. And the soft tossing lefty facing Michael Saunders to start this bottom of the 4th and the bottom of the order. And
he did a nice job in game 1. Went 3 2/3. Walked a couple guys. Didn't give up any runs. You see him tough on left-handers. That drops down. That sweeping breaking ball. Doesn't throw real hard.
Saunders flew out to left field his first time up. Blue Jays got 3 in the first, 2 homers in that inning. Encarnacion and Martin added 2 in the 3rd. RBIs from Donaldson and another RBI from Encarnacion. He had a single. Saunders takes low. 2-2 the count. Alex Claudio, unique left-hander, Joe.
This funky right here, I'll tell you what. A lot of deception going on, and that arm angle gets left-handed hitters bail a little bit.
That stint in game 1 didn't strike out a batter. He walked a couple, but he didn't strike anyone out. He was around the plate.
That changeup he throws will slip into the upper 60s on the radar gun. Full count to Saunders, lead man up here for the Blue Jays in the 4th. And it's ball 4. Saunders draws the walk.
Good at bat there by Saunders.
That is a horrible walk. Your team just got back within a run. You're brought in to face the left-hander leading off the inning, and you're walking.
This is where you'll see the changeup more to a right-handed hitter.
Kevin Pillar hitting 8th in this Blue Jay lineup. And a check on Saunders. only seen 2 stolen bases in this series. They have both come tonight. Rangers had one from Gomez in the first inning that would eventually lead to a run, and a stolen base for Carrera in the 3rd inning, and he would score on a Donaldson double. There's a bouncer back to the mound. Claudio slings it over to second base, and that's all they'll get. Good hard slide into second by Saunders. Pilar runs too fast to turn 2, and 1 away.
Well, I thought this had a chance to be a double play. Pilar runs so well. Little sidearm to Andrus right there. You see him take him out, but I guess that's clean.
Yeah, and Andrews thought the same thing. Maybe there was some obstruction there as the rule has changed, but Saunders kept his hand on the bag as he went by. Good slide.
Claudio started 2 double plays in his outing in game 1. It was 7-0 when he came in the game. First man out of relief for Cole Hamels. Facing the 9th place hitter now, Darwin Barney. And on the ground, this has got a chance to be 2. Odor to Andrews, over to Moreland, and it goes 4-6-3, a double play. Claudio works around the walk, gets the double play ball he's looking for, and we go to the 5th. Full city of Toronto, right on the shores of Lake Ontario, back in the postseason spotlight again. They showed well here last Tuesday in the wild card game. Blue Jays won a thriller against Baltimore, and here they are on the doorstep of a sweep, trying to sweep the Rangers out, the team with the best record in the American League this season. And the Blue Jays could become the first to advance to the League Championship Series. Omar Mazara takes one inside. Sanchez returning for his 5th inning. Mazara, the 9th place hitter for the Rangers, and then back to the top with Gomez, then Desmond. See Sanchez honoring the late Jose Fernandez on his hat. Tragic death of the Marlins pitcher. Same age, those two. Sanchez also 24 years of age. A tragedy that rocked the baseball world in the final weeks of the season. 2-2 the count to Mazara.
He's been trying to work both sides of the plate, either happenstance or by design, but he keeps missing to glove side. He's having a hard time throwing a strike to that glove side in on lefties.
He really hasn't had good command all night. There's a hook right here.
And Mazara able to lay off it. That got a piece of Russell Martin. Martin has been really grinding behind the plate. Remember, he is playing with stitches in the pinky of his left hand, and that might have riled him up there. That was an injury that occurred in the celebration after the walk-off in the wild card game.
Yeah, that got him on the hand a little bit.
Yeah, grabbing that pinky.
Sanchez got to throw a strike right here. You got Biagini up in the bullpen. They can't go too far with Sanchez.
This will be pitch number 70. And the payoff to Mazara. Struck him out. Went with the cheddar. 95-mile-an-hour fastball right by Mazara for the first out of the 5th. Hey folks, don't forget you can follow Bleacher Report on Instagram and get the coolest sports content before anyone else. Join millions of others and follow Bleacher Report on Instagram now. Home of the Blue Jays, Rogers Center. First year they played with this infield cutout. They used to have just the patches around the bases. Argonauts no longer play here. As Gomez with a cut and a miss.
I'll tell you what, that was a big pitch, the Mazara punch out. It really was. He walks him there. We're talking trouble.
I thought it was one of the first fastballs tonight that he didn't overthrow. Nice and easy, just
Right, trust it.
just a get over 95 heater.
That's that little easy cheese punch
Yeah.
out. It's nice to have.
Misses with the breaking ball.
Well, I'll tell you, when he misses, doesn't he? I mean, my goodness, with that breaking ball, it's not even close.
Gomez walked off Sanchez in the first inning, stole second, scored the first Texas run. The 1-2, and Gomez down on strikes. Thought he fouled it away. Foul tips are not reviewable. And Gomez is gone, and back-to-back strikeouts for Aaron Sanchez.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows if he did or not. You think he would, you know. Good curveball right there, down. He looked back down and saw that he dropped it. He's sort of begging for a foul tip, but we'll see if he does tip it or not. Doesn't look like it.
See if you can hear it.
Let's hear the glove.
Well, Ian Desmond behind in the count. Back-to-back strikeouts for Aaron Sanchez. That is now 4 for him.
You know, he'll throw that breaking ball in the dirt, not even close, and then he'll break one off right there. Perfect.
0-1 to Desmond in the dirt. So many pitches in the dirt tonight. So few getting by Russell Martin. Doesn't really show up with no men on base, but it gives you an idea of how talented he is behind the plate. It has to give Sanchez a great sense of comfort knowing that he's got a catcher with the skill of Martin as he powers that one in. The comeback sinker in there, and it's 1-2.
That's the good one. That comeback sinker to a right-handed hitter.
And Martin, the unquestioned leader on this ball club, too.
The young right-hander deals, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikes out the side. The Parrots are out. Edwin Encarnacion has walked the Parrot tonight. Solo 2-run home run, I should say, in the first inning. Top of the Blue Jays order coming up. Carrera, Donaldson, then Encarnacion. Carrera's 2 for 2, scored twice, stole a base, has hit the ball hard twice as Claudio deals him a strike.
Boy, Claudio, he's had some soft contact hit off him, huh? What a contrast to some of the other right-handed pitchers the Blue Jays have raked.
Worked around a leadoff walk last inning, got a double play ball as Carrera bunts out one foul.
He's not throwing strikes with it. He's throwing pitches that look like strikes, and he's getting swings that are not getting hit hard.
Well, he finished the season off so strong. Last 10 appearances, 1 earned run, so he had it going on before he got into this postseason.
Jeff Bannister having a word here with Sam Holbrook. I think his contention is that Carrera was out of the box when he made contact with that baseball. Carrera, who likes to show bunt, he has showed bunt in every game. And
He was in the box.
if he's out of the box, it's an out. Hits him right there.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Carrera with Donaldson on deck. Able to lay off. Third pitcher used by Bannister tonight. Second inning for Claudio. And now having to go through the tough part of the order. Bouncing ball to short. Andrews up with it. And Carrera is out. Out number 1. Claudio continues to get the ground ball outs. That's 3 in a row for him. And with 1 away, here comes Josh Donaldson.
Maybe this is the way to go. Soft toss and left-handers against right-handed power hitters.
A was thinking
We'll
when he
find
came in to pitch to Saunders, maybe they were just going to go match up the rest of the way, but he's gotten ground ball outs from 2 right-handed hitters too.
Donaldson fighting his way through a few injuries. The one that is public is a hip injury. Jammed his hip. We inquired about the nature of the other injuries. His manager said, I have no idea. He won't tell anybody. He's just playing with some stuff right now, as his skipper says.
70 miles an hour on that last changeup.
1 ball, 1 strike. And it's outside. That changeup at 70, I think he may be a little pumped up with adrenaline.
Yeah, it is.
That's a little hotter than normal, right?
It is postseason.
Would hardly win him a snow cone at the speed pitch. His gravity ball, which is usually in the 60s.
There it is again. Little turn me over sinker, changeup.
The bringer of rain, Josh Donaldson. One gone, 5th inning. 5-4 Blue Jays. And Donaldson hits a bullet into right field, a base hit. He's done a nice job using all fields in this series, has Donaldson.
That was a good piece of hitting, guys. He was not going to try to roll over something in an effort to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He was determined to stay inside the ball.
He knows he's got a lot of room over there to right. You see Moreland way off the bag. But like you said, he didn't get too big. 3-1. The ball kind of got in on him a little bit. Just ran it out over there.
Well, Donaldson with 2 more hits has 6 in the series. Here comes Jeremy Jeffress. Claudio is out, and Jeb Bannister is bringing on the power. The former closer, Jeffress, is in with Encarnacion coming up. Well, this has been a series of big singular moments. The Blue Jays have wrestled most of them away from the Rangers, but here is one right now with Encarnacion coming up, and it's going to be Jeremy Jeffress, a closer earlier this year with Milwaukee, acquired via trade with Lucroy at the trade deadline.
Hasn't been out there in a while. His adrenaline's got to be pumping right now. Throws the ball hard, curveball, hard split.
Runner at first, Donaldson with 1 out. Encarnacion, 2 hits, 3 runs batted in, 2-run home run in the first, and then hit a rocket for an RBI single in the 3rd inning. That was also off of Barnett in that inning. And now he faces a fresh reliever as well. Jeffress slings one in at 95. Jeffress only made 3 appearances at the end of the year. He missed a month. He got a DWI in late August, went into a rehab, an alcohol rehab setting for 30 days. They weren't sure if he was going to be able to come back and make it to the postseason, as he puts that one right by Encarnacion for strike 2.
Good tailing fastball. That ball had some juice on it. The first one had a tail, but that beat him right there.
And Lucroy on his way out. Heck of a place to make your first postseason appearance, right? In an elimination game at Rogers Center. Now Lucroy's bringing Brocail out.
That was very interesting because Lucroy was getting instructions from the dugout, so he went out, and then here comes Pete Walker. No one for the Blue Jays has spaced Jeffress that much. One at bat here and there. Encarnacion 1 for 1. The only guy that has more at bats than that is Melvin Upton Jr. 2 for 4.
I just throw a ball by somebody. It's 1 and 2, and the pitching coach comes out. Hello.
1 out. Runner at first. Encarnacion at the plate. And he takes inside. They'll ask if he went. He did not. Jeffress' comeback story has a spot here in Toronto. It's actually where he turned into the pitcher he is now. He had 27 saves with Milwaukee, became the Brewers' closer. But it was the team prior to Milwaukee, the Blue Jays, that changed his game, mostly changed his arm angle. into what you see right here. When Jeffress first came up, he threw straight over the top at 100 miles an hour.
And now he gets a lot of run when he drops down just a little bit. He's got to make that thing run over the plate. He's 3-2. He's got to throw a strike here.
Well, he was trying to keep Encarnacion from extending his arms by tying him up inside, but now he's got to throw a strike to see where he goes.
Full count. Encarnacion takes a ball. Close pitch.
Wow. Where was that pitch?
Encarnacion is locked in, man.
Where was that pitch?
Ball down low, I guess.
Jeffress with a stare down to the home plate umpire, Sam Holbrook.
See if this is paint or not. Setting up away.
He's down.
Barely.
Says the hitter. What do you say?
I gotta have it. I need it bad.
Lucroy made it look better.
Yeah, Jeffress felt like he had one taken from him. Now 2 on, 1 away. Blue Jays in a big moment here. 2 on with Bautista coming up. He was 0 for 2 here tonight. And a swing and a ground ball. Got a chance to be 2. Odor to Andrews to throw to first in time. And Jeremy Jeffress with a big double play. Inning is over. Jeffress holds serve, and the Rangers still down a run. Oh, Aaron Sanchez is through 5, and Eck, his best inning was his last inning. He struck out the side in the Rangers' 5th.
And you see how he finished this off. He's like a high energy, a lot of emotion, but that big punch out to Mazzara to start off the inning was huge. Curveball, fastball still there.
Sanchez will start the 6th. He has activity behind him in the Blue Jays bullpen as he starts Beltran with strike 1. Beltran, Beltre, and Odor coming up. Rangers got a big lift from Rougned Odor in the 4th inning, a 2-run home run to bring it within 1. Brett Cecil is the left-hander, Biagini the right-hander. And Beltran fouls it away. 2 strikes.
Even if you were thinking about taking him out, the fact that he struck out the side last inning makes you say, well, maybe he's back on track. Let's get another inning out of him. But I would guess he's on a short leash this inning.
Beltran, left side. Nice pickup by Donaldson, and he fires to first in time. The shift was on. And Josh Donaldson picked it clean. Takes care of Beltran to start the 6th inning.
Donaldson looked like he picked that ball behind him. That ball was hit so sharply. Ends up being a big play. First out of the inning. One hopper. Look at this pick.
Now the skin part of this infield appears to be very fast. The turf on the infield a little slower.
Beltre going for the downs.
Beltre tonight has reached and scored. He reached on a fielder's choice last time up, flew out to center field his first time. And he takes off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Adrian Beltre. Put together another fantastic season. Just when you think Beltre is coming to the end of his career, he puts up monster numbers. 32 homers, 104 runs batted in. No signs of slowing down at all at 37 years of age.
I had one scout tell me he thinks that he might be the best 37-year-old player in history.
You think about this, he was 19 when he was called up. This is his 19th season in the big leagues. Half his life performing at a Hall of Fame level. And Beltre gets under this one, a high pop foul. A lot of room over there. Encarnacion has it for the out. Beltre retired. And Aaron Sanchez has now retired 6 in a row, 2 outs in the 6th inning. And here comes his pitching coach.
Pete Walker talked earlier about how much stronger Sanchez was this year than last. Well, last year he played at about 195 pounds. But thanks to an off-season workout program with Marcus Stroman, he's at 220 now.
And their slogan all offseason was 9 every 5. Whenever they wanted to push across a certain threshold, 9 every 5. That's what they screamed at each other in their offseason program.
That's a good pitch count right there. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Excuse me, 6th inning.
Stroman said that 9 every 5 is 9 innings every 5 days. That's the goal as Odor takes ball 1. That home run Odor hit in the 4th inning was the hardest home run hit off Aaron Sanchez this year. Left the bat at 109 miles an hour. And it launched the Rangers right back into it. 2-0 to Odor.
Changeup, and then next pitch curveball. Scary little guy, man. He's got some pop.
Led the Rangers in home runs this year with 33. Drove in 88. He and Andrews with homers tonight. And a hitter's count, 2-0, and Odor takes a ball, 3-0 now. I'm sure Pete Walker had something specific to say, but Sanchez, he's kind of rolling, isn't he, Eck?
I didn't understand that at all.
Outs.
I mean, he understands.
A little half swing foul.
That's a nice strike to pick up, 3-0.
Bench coach DeMarlo Hale to Walker's left. Gibbons, the skipper. Three balls and a strike. Three and one. Odor, did he go? They'll ask, and he did not. He checked his swing.
He might have caught a break there.
Odor is on with a 2-out walk. And now decision time for John Gibbons.
If he was going to let him face Odor, you knew he was going to let him face Lucroy, whatever happened.
And Lucroy whistles one into left field, a base hit. Odor makes a turn. He'll stop around second. So a walk and a single with 2 outs. Post mound visit. And Aaron Sanchez looks like he is done. Gibbons with the early call to the bullpen.
And Jonathan Lucroy, after that good at bat last time up, comes up with a single.
He'll get a big hand on his way out. He will exit with a lead, but 2 runners still his responsibility. A pitching change in game 3. It's a new hurler. He got a left-hander coming up, but Gibbons is going to go with Joe Biagini with the Blue Jays up a run. Rangers have 2 on in this 6th inning. Today's reliever spotlight presented by the Hartford. What do you have on Biagini?
Was a 4-pitch pitcher, which you don't see all that much of out of the bullpen. This kid, just a rookie, big, tall kid, throws hard, curveball, slider, occasional changeup.
Biagini in game 2 went an inning and 2/3. Pitched very well. Gave up just 1 hit in that one. That was a base hit by Ian Desmond. And so he will face Mitch Moreland. Sanchez is out. Sanchez had 6 in a row retired, was an out away of getting through 6th, but a walk and a single. And now the Rangers have the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first, and the power hitting Mitch Moreland coming up.
They had a lefty in the bullpen ready, but did not bring him in to pitch to Moreland. They like this matchup better.
And Moreland on the first pitch pulls it foul. Now the Rangers certainly wanting to get into the beat up Blue Jays bullpen, still in the game, and they have done that. Poor start by Colby Lewis, but give credit to Barnett and Claudio. They have settled it down here, restored order against the Blue Jay bats. Toronto bullpen's been excellent. They stranded 6 of 7 inherited runners this postseason. 2 inherited runners on for Biagini. And Moreland in the gap, left center field, long run, Pilar, and he lays out, can't get it. It is off his One run is in. Odor, Lucroy chugging home, and the Rangers have taken the lead. Mitch Moreland, a 2 RBI double.
Well, that silenced this place. Moreland puts a charge in the ball, the gap. He gets a fastball out over the plate. You see, it looked like he didn't know it was coming, but Pilar went a long ways for this ball. He looks like he's got it. It nicks the end of his glove. 2-run score easy on this play. That ball was hit hard.
I got to think that Russell Martin was looking for a breaking ball there and didn't get it. He was shifting out like he was going to need to block a breaking ball down and in. Fastball away, got hammered.
Everybody expected Pilar to catch that ball, the kind of center fielder he is, just out of his reach.
So Lucroy, who had a first pitch base hit, scores all the way from first. The Rangers are on top. Still 2 out. Here's Andrews, and he takes a strike. Those runs will belong to Sanchez. 6 of them on the board on the Toronto right-hander. No balls and a strike. Moreland at second. Andrews waves and fouls one away, and it's 0-2. This was one of the best hitters in the big leagues this year with runners in scoring position. He's had a great postseason. He's been one of the few shining lights for the Ranger hitters leading up to this game. No balls, 2 strikes. And Moreland dances off second base. Biagini steps off.
But Martin was definitely crossed up on that pitch to Moreland. Definitely. He was looking breaking ball. He threw him a fastball.
See what he has in mind here. Andrews into center field. Pilar is coming in, and he's got this one to end the inning, but the Texas Rangers come up off the deck. 2 in the 4th. Moreland drives in 2 more. Rangers lead. ALDS on TBS. Game 3, Rangers Blue Jays, and the Texas Rangers scoring twice to take the lead. Jeremy Jeffress, remember, got that big double play off the bat of Bautista in the 5th inning. And then Mitch Moreland delivers with a 2-out, 2 RBI double in the left center field gap on a ball that was almost caught by Kevin Pilar. Jeffress continues. A battle of the bullpens now as Russell Martin with a swing and a miss.
Some serious movement on that fastball.
Hard movement.
.27 out of 28 save opportunities for Milwaukee before the trade to Texas. And a strike call. Jeffress rings up Russell Martin to start the 6th inning.
That double by Moreland was on a fastball, but watch Russell Martin. He's starting to move to his right like he's going to have to block a pitch in the dirt.
Clearly wanted a breaking ball, didn't get it.
Yeah.
If he swung and missed, it would have got him in the chest.
Biagini's fastball ends up in the gap in left center. 1 gone. Here's Tulowitzki. It was started in Denver with the Rockies. It is carried over here to Toronto. Tulo, and a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
For the Rangers, we talked all day about in game 2 about how Texas just couldn't come up with a big hit. They left so many men on base, and yet here in the top of the 6th inning, they get a couple of guys on, and they finally get somebody to come through with a big 2-out hit.
In the air, right field, hit well, slicing. Mazara can't get it. It'll bounce to him. And Tulowitzki will hold around first. Mazara has a very strong arm. Tulowitzki with a single to right. And a man on, the tying run for the Blue Jays with 1 away.
Tough to make contact with that sinker, and you're going to see Tulo sort of carved this ball down the right field line. See this sinker going down and in. It's a nice piece of hitting the ball like that, bearing in on you. And like you said, Mazara's got a gun.
Yeah, not going to challenge him.
And with the left-handed hitting Michael Saunders coming up, Jeffress will be removed. He will exit with a man on. Gets 3 outs in his first postseason game. 6-5 Texas, a pitching change. Blue Jays have the tying run on with 1 away. 6-5 Rangers. They just took the lead in the top of the 6th inning. Blue Jays batting here in the home 6 with a runner on. Tulowitzki with a base hit. And it's going to be left-hander Jake Diekman, another one of the many former closers that Jeff Bannister can call on.
Boy, this guy can get it up there from the left side. Almost looks like Chris Sale from the White Sox, but has a hard time throwing strikes. Fastball mid-90s, slider.
And Melvin Upton Jr. was brought over to this ball club to hit against lefties and hit 50 points higher against left-handed pitching this year than against right-handed.
Upton pinch hits for Michael Saunders. Tying run at first. Upton representing the go-ahead run here in the 6th inning. And a swing and a bullet down the left field line. That is a fair ball, and to the wall it goes. Tulowitzki on his way to third. It is bobbled in left briefly. It's a double for Upton. And the Blue Jays are in business again.
These guys come off the bench ready to ambush anything on the first pitch. They don't care who's pitching. They don't care what team you're on. Melvin Upton Jr. comes off the bench hacking like everybody else. Bang.
You know, this ball gets down the line. I'm thinking, you know, Tulo, can he score as soon as he hit this ball? And you're going to see Gomez has trouble with it. He hit it so hard it got down there in a hurry. But he's going to bobble it a little bit over there, and Tulo still couldn't score. But
the intentional walk is coming. Kevin Pillar to get to Darwin Barney. That's a bold move by Bannister. He removes Jeffress to go with Diekman to play matchup. Diekman had a rough game 1. Remember when he entered, it was a 7-0 game, and Bautista hit a 3-run home run off of Diekman. It is only getting of work in game 1. It has not been reliable down the stretch for Texas.
pressure's on Barney big time.
Diekman's got great stuff, as you said, Dennis. But if he's not commanding and if he's not getting ahead in the count to use his slider and sinker, it's ineffective. He's not going to get a chance to pitch to Barney anyway.
Now Bannister is going to make the move. So Diekman gives up a double, an intentional walk, faces 2 batters. And Bannister, in an elimination game, goes back into his bullpen for a matchup with Barney. Will set up the new hurler. Blue Jays threatening, 2 on in scoring position in the 6th inning.
I know. Did it hit his glove?
Yeah.
We're over that direction too, man. He got it just enough in the gap.
I mean, no one else gets close.
He usually makes it.
That would have been incredible.
Unbelievable. He just got it over there. Yeah. We're going right over the tip of your glove. It's the only place he could hit it, man.
Tim Leeper tracked up, setting the scene here. Bottom of the 6th inning, the bases are loaded. Darwin Barney coming up for the Blue Jays, and the new Rangers pitcher is Keone Kela. 23-year-old power right-hander coming in for Texas in a hot spot at Rogers Center. Barney almost hit by that pitch. 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
I think he held on to this ball a little too long with 97. He could have drilled him very easily. I don't know how he got out of the way.
He's never been in this kind of spot before. He may launch one to the backstop.
1-0 to Barney. Bases full of Blue Jays, and Barney takes a strike. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. fastball for Caleb.
Well, the adrenaline is kicking. You see what he's done this season. Not a real good year, but he's got good stuff. You saw the 98. He's got a hook to go along with it. He's just trying to throw strikes.
Rangers looking for a double play ball here with one out. And Barney lashes one foul.
Well, that's some hair right there, down and away.
Barney may have helped him out a little bit there, but he may not have even seen it at 97. This guy really throws hard.
Don't be fooled by the numbers for Kayla. He had April surgery to remove bone spurs in his elbow. He didn't return until mid-July. He was great last year. 3 postseason appearances for the Rangers in the division series last season. And he is in a hot spot here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Kayla delivers, and Barney pops it up. Foul territory. Beltre is there, and there is a huge out for Texas. Out number 2.
This guy drops a 98-mile-an-hour fastball on the dotted on the corner. Then he throws you a hook. Tough at bat for Barney.
And so to the top of the order now. Andrews with a quick word for Kayla. The theme in this series, Joe, early has been the Blue Jays answering the Rangers. In the 4-run scoring innings for Texas, Toronto has answered twice with 5 runs.
And trying to make it a 3rd.
Rangers lead by a run. Kayla deals to Carrera, and that's off the glove of Luke Roy. And coming in to score is Tulowitzki.
I don't know how Lucroy got a glove on this ball, because this ball's launched. It's almost like the first pitch that he threw. This ball down and away, it ticks his glove. That could be a pass ball. Not an easy ball to catch with the kind of hair it's got on it.
But in that situation, Dennis.
The 1-0 pitch and a swing and a drive down the right field line. Mazzara's on the run, and he makes the catch. Nomar Mazzara takes extra bases and multiple RBIs away from Carrera. But a pitch gets by Lucroy to tie it up. Keep an eye on this one, folks. That is a big one for Texas.
Nomar Mazzara saved at least 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning on this catch off the bat of Carrera. 21-year-old outfielder from the Dominican Republic. What a player he already is.
And a smile by Carrera, who has stung the ball all night long, has a couple of hits already. And here is Mazzara to lead off this 7th inning. We are all tied at 6 in game 3. An elimination game for the Rangers. Blue Jays trying to sweep Texas, the team with the best record in the American League this season. Texas trying to survive and advance to game 4 tomorrow afternoon. Biagini returns to the mound. A strike.
Good over-the-top curveball by Biagini. Big, tall boy, too.
Biagini came in, gave up a 2 RBI double off the bat of Moreland, and put the Rangers on top. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Biagini picks up the K. Took something off. Mazzara out in front, and out number 1.
He schooled him right there, finishing him off with a little split finger, no, 3-finger changeup that turns it over, goes right in the dirt. Featured everything there. Fastball, curveball, changeup.
Just beautiful sequence.
Blue Jays get a run on a passed ball. It was officially scored to tie the game. Carlos Gomez back to the top of the order. And a big swing by Gomez. The Texas Rangers have scored in 5 different innings in this division series, and now the Blue Jays have answered in 3 of those, meaning they have scored in the next half inning, and they've done it twice tonight. In there, a strike. Biagini gets ahead of Gomez, 1-2. Slow roller, going to be a tough play. Donaldson bare hands, fires in time. Whoa, what a play by Donaldson with the speedy Gomez down the line. Donaldson makes a beautiful play on a bare hand pickup.
That had to be perfect. Absolutely perfect. Swinging bunt almost. He's charging, knows he's got to bare hand this ball and get rid of it. Bang, bang at first.
Only a walk-off homer gets a crowd fired up better than a defensive play like this. This was tremendous by Donaldson. And no replay.
Rangers did take a look. Jeff Bannister waved it on, said play on. Out is the call, and it will hold up here. 2 outs now. It's Desmond. And on the first pitch, he bounces one foul. Looking ahead to the Toronto 7th inning. Donaldson, Encarnacion, Bautista. If anybody gets on, Russell Martin. The Blue Jays version of Murderers Row. One ball, one strike. And it's on the edge. Called strike at 95 miles an hour, and it's 1-2 on Desmond.
I'd stay there all day. I'll tell you what, if you could paint like that.
Slow roller, broke his back. Biagini inning over. In the bottom of the 6th. Here we go to the home 7th. Donaldson starts it, and a wave and a miss. Keone Kela back on the mound for Texas. Hoying now in right field, a very good defender. In for Mazzara. Mazzara struck out in the top of the 7th. And a strike called on the outside corner. 97 on the black for Kela.
97 on the black works.
Donaldson tonight, 2 hits, both to right field. Double down the right field line to drive in a run in the 3rd. Had a single into right center his last time.
This breaking ball's hard too. 86.
You got to forget about that breaking ball, man. You got to be ready for that 97.
Has the one he wants. A ball and 2 strikes on Donaldson, and it's in the dirt. Back to the slider. Count evens at 2-2.
He has trouble throwing that thing for a strike.
Lucroy sets up outside, and a fastball just missed. Donaldson tracked it all the way in, 3-2, and Bannister immediately goes to the phone to the bullpen.
Man, you got to be looking dead red right here. Let's go. Kind of party.
Yeah, he's not thinking about right field here unless he's just flat out late.
Payoff pitch from Kela. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Kela goes back to the breaking ball, picks up a strikeout to start the 7th inning.
How about that? Guy with 97 miles an hour, and he throws an ugly breaking ball, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he was so geared for that fastball that you can get away with this hanging breaking ball. Baffled right there.
Keller with 3 appearances in the division series last year against Toronto. Gave up an earned run in his 3 innings of work. Encarnacion takes a strike. Not just a big home run year, but a clutch home run production season as well by Encarnacion. 17 seventh inning or later. That ball's in the air to right field. Hoying is over, and in fair territory, he'll put it away for the out. So Keller has come on, has retired Donaldson and Encarnacion. 2 outs in the 7th inning, and now it's Bautista.
Yeah, 1 bad pitch, really, the pass ball wild pitch. After he threw that first pitch, I wasn't sure this guy's ever going to find the plate. Meanwhile, he's done a great job.
Bautista homered off Keller in game 1 last year in the division series. That was the run he allowed, the home run to Bautista right here at Rogers Center.
It's a good curveball. It is more downer than tilt. And with his fastball, Dennis, he's done a good job of staying away, hard away to these power guys.
And he skips it in. Bautista ahead in the count, 2-0. This is how these Blue Jays power hitters, Joe, become so dangerous, because they have great eyes, great plate discipline. They get themselves into hitters' counts.
He walks a lot. And in many cases, because he's looking middle in, especially down.
2-0 to Bautista, and a swing and a pop-up. Mitch Moreland will make the call, the only infielder on that side. And how about Keone Keller? Wow. 3 up, 3 down. Donaldson, Encarnacion, and Bautista. 6-6 ball game. Things intensify here. Elimination day for the Rangers. They're trying to advance. Blue Jays looking for the sweep. We go to the 8th. Packed house, sellout crowd, anxious crowd in a 6-6 game. Jason Grilli is on the pitch. First ball swinging. Beltran in the air. Foul territory, out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out to the 39-year-old Jason Grilli.
Last 2 times Beltran and Beltre have been up, they've gotten outs without them putting the ball in play in fair territory. 2 pop-ups into foul territory. What a bonus that is when you get those 2 guys that way.
Thank you very much. You talk about Grilli out there, real emotional guy, 39 years old. He's had a lot of experience in the game. Closed for the Pirates, was in the All-Star game a few years back.
And the Braves.
Glad to be here.
Here's Adrian Beltre, all tied at 6. Beltre takes a strike. Grilli has pitched in the postseason with 4 different teams. The Blue Jays being the 4th. Postseason with the Tigers, the Pirates, the Angels, and now Toronto. He was terrific in the wild card game. Pitched a scoreless 8th inning. Held serve for Toronto, and then got a key out against Jonathan Lucroy in game 2. And there's a strike to Beltre.
Boom, boom, right there. Fastball in the corner. Fastball slider.
91 to 93, and that was well located. This guy suffered a torn Achilles right before the All-Star break last year, and has come back strong.
3 pitches, 3 strikes. 0-2 to Beltre, and a wave and a miss. Down he goes on strikes. They won't even ask for an appeal. The home plate umpire is calling it.
Oh, he went. That ball wasn't even close, and he went.
Strikeout for Grilli. 2 gone in the 8th.
Obviously, Beltre didn't pick up the ball at all. Swung out of his hand. You see this breaking ball is not even close. He lunges at it. I think he thought he held up.
Well, you got a left-hander and Odor coming up. Beltre strikes out. Clearly a swing. Normally you'll see an appeal there just to get help, but the home plate umpire Holbrook just called it on his own. Grilly's coming out. John Gibbons is going to play matchup. Cecil's coming in to face Odor.
2 outs, nobody on.
Right.
And Odor, they almost looked like they pitched around him, and that got a rally started with 2 outs that led to 2 runs, and it gave the Rangers the lead at the time.
You talk about Cecil. He had already faced Odor once in this postseason, walked him on 4 straight pitches. Hard to do. Odor's already walked once already, like we said.
That was a game 2 matchup between these two. And John Gibbons showing you right away that regardless of what happened in the past or what happened in game 2 or the history for Cecil, he is going to ride his left-hander against Rougned Odor. 2 outs, 8th inning. And a way down miss. Odor was up there hacking. He got something off speed.
Well, that's what he's going to get. He's got a great curveball, especially to left-handed hitters.
Jason Grilly continues his terrific efforts in the postseason. Still has yet to give up an earned run. Right off the end of the bat, that is foul. Martin trying to pounce on it before it goes foul. And Cecil's got Odor 1 and 2.
He's quick, isn't he? Russell
Pounced on that thing. Looking for an out, man. I'm jumping all over that thing.
yeah.
It looked like an easy out for him. He could just get to it. He got to it, but it was foul.
1 and 2 the count on Odor. And a breaking ball is popped up in the infield. Donaldson waves everybody off, and Cecil does the job this time. It's going to be a final at-bat win for someone tonight. Game 3, American League Division Series, all tied. And ready to roll here in the 8th inning. First ball swinging, Russell Martin. Blue Jays have been aggressive tonight. Martin, no different. Homered in the first. He's 1 for 3 tonight. New pitcher for the Texas Rangers is Matt Bush. So Jeff Bannister will go with his normal flow here with his setup man, Bush, pitching in the 8th inning of this tie game on the road.
Bush, a hard thrower, goes up to 100 miles an hour. He's already faced Martin in this series. Game 2, walked him in the 8th inning.
That was a scoreless 8th inning in game 2 for Bush. As the Rangers were trying to mount a comeback, the Blue Jays held on to win it, winning the first 2 on the road. And Martin with a big swing. First inning, Russell Martin had been hitless in the postseason and launches this one out of here on a line.
And a breaking ball. A couple of them in the first inning resulted in homers.
You can overpower Martin. He has trouble catching up with that high gas.
The 7th different Blue Jay to homer in this postseason. 1-2 pitch, and down he goes. Bush with a 93-mile-an-hour slider to ring him up for out number 1.
You can't throw a slider too much harder than that. Maybe a cutter. But this is paint on the outside corner. Martin doesn't like it. Wow. I got to have that.
Yeah, that was terrific. 98, 99. Then a low 90s slider.
Martin said the ball's away. Sam Holbrook didn't see it that way. 1 out. Here's Tulowitzki. And a big swing. Trying to jump on a big fastball.
These Rangers came out the last couple innings. You got Kayla throwing at 97. You got this guy throwing 98.
Bannister still has his closer, Sam Dyson. Strike. 99 with that one, and it's 0-2 on Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki has a single tonight. He scored a run, had a hit in the 6th inning, scored the tying run on a pass ball by Lucroy. Bush has him down 0-2, and a swing and a pop foul out of play.
What a weapon for Bannister to have as a setup man. And I realized that they got him late, signed him, got him some work, brought him to the big leagues, and he's been lights out. But you can easily see how this guy will or could be a closer in the near future.
You're looking at the game 4 starter there if it gets that far. Cole Hamels. 0-2 pitch. And he buckled his knees, and Bush misses. He wanted the call.
Buckled LaCroix, too.
I think he buckled all 3 of them back there.
LaCroix thought it was strike
LaCroix,
3.
and Holbrook. All
Watch
buckled.
this. Everybody's buckling.
Wow.
He's getting up, ready to throw it around.
And Tulowitzki knows he got a break there.
Ooh.
That could be a big call. See what he has in mind here. 1-2 the count. And he got him. A strikeout, 99 with the fastball. And Matt Bush, back-to-back Ks here in the 8th inning. 2 gone.
Yeah, forget about it. After that hook, ball running in on you at 99, forget it.
You try to take a big home run cut against the guy throwing this hard, you're going to be tardy. You've got to shorten everything up and just try to get the barrel to it.
So it'll be Melvin Upton Jr. now. Loves to swing at that first pitch. Second at bat, and he takes a strike. Upton in a pinch hit role in the 6th inning. Swung at the first pitch, lined one down the left field line for a double. That set up the pass ball that would tie the game at 6. And a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Matt Bush, impressive with the fastball.
I'll say. And he's working both sides of the plate with it.
I don't know if he's trying to. The ball's just flying, man.
He's thrown 11 pitches, 9 of them for strikes. The 0-2 and a swing and a foul back into the screen. Upton had a key home run in this series. That was game 1 against Cole Hamels. Made it a 6-0 Blue Jay lead in that game. That was a 4th inning home run for Upton. Here comes an 0-2. And down he goes. Bush with a slider. A strikeout. He punches out the side. 13 pitches, 11 of them strikes. Impressive bottom of the 8th for Matt Bush. We go to the 9th, all tied at 6. In game 2, and LaCroix with a wave and a miss.
Well, this 21-year-old kid has seen it all, and his time in the big leagues. I mean, talk about pressure. He's seen some of the biggest games you can see at this young age.
Took him 31 pitches on Friday to get those 5 outs.
If nothing else, he showed that he was healthy as LaCroix pops it up mile high, foul territory near the Blue Jay dugout. Martin is there to make the catch. Hung with it all the way. Out number 1 for Osuna in the 9th.
That was a great job again by Martin to get to the railing and then find the baseball.
That little cutout here to accommodate football in the past created some space and a big first out for Osuna. Now it is Mitch Moreland. Moreland delivered a key hit in the 6th inning, put the Rangers on top. 2 RBI double with 2 outs. Last one into the gap in left center field, and it was just out of the glove of Pilar, who made a diving attempt. Blue Jays tied it the next half inning.
The hit of the game, Moreland, absolutely. 2 out knock in the gap.
Shift is on for Moreland. Donaldson, the only infielder on the left side. 2-0 the count, and Moreland takes a ball, and it's 3-0 now. Osuna's workload is something to note. He has pitched more in this stretch over the last 9 days than at any point, including that 31 pitch outing, as Joe mentioned on Friday. 3-0 the count. Moreland takes a strike. He pitched both games on the weekend, last weekend in Boston, those must-win games for the Blue Jays. Totaled 46 pitches in those two. And then had 19 pitches in that wild card game. Remember, had to leave the game in the 10th inning. On the ground, shift is on. Race to the bag. Osuna's there. Perfect throw from Barney. And Moreland is out. Osuna comes back to get him. Down 3-0. And out number 2 in the 9th.
That's where you're glad that the first baseman whiffed. If he had deflected this ball away from Barney, it was big trouble.
That's exactly what I thought. If he nicks this ball and he messes up the whole play. Nice throw by Barney to Osuna. Not that easy of a play. Bang, bang at first.
Down 3-0, comes all the way back to get him. It's like hitting a receiver coming across the middle for a quarterback. No problem for the former Gold Glover Barney. So 2-men are out. Here's Elvis Andrews now. And he popped him up. This will stay playable. Donaldson wants it. Foul grounds. Inning over. To the bottom of the 9th we go in Toronto. It is loud in here. Bottom of the 9th inning. All tied at 6. Matt Bush will return to the mound for Texas. And Kevin Pillar will lead off for Toronto. And a fastball strike. Boy, Bush has been lights out so far. Not just great velocity, but a great breaking ball and great command act. 14 pitches, only 2 out of the strike zone.
Oh, I'll tell you what, his fastball, he wants to throw it on the outside corner. Sometimes it runs accidentally, but when you have a curveball like to go along with that, it's just ridiculous.
And it comes out of his hand so easy.
And Pillar way out in front, struck him out, goes back-to-back curveball, and Pillar is gone. 4 batters faced, 4 strikeouts for Matt Bush. Don't forget, after the game, the postseason show on TBS presented by the Lincoln Motor Company.
11 times in the regular season, Bush went more than 1 inning. Gave up only 2 runs in 18 2/3 innings.
Here's Darwin Barney now. These are 2 of the best teams in the American League winning in their final at-bat. The Rangers actually led the AL in final at-bat wins. They had 21. Blue Jays were tied for 3rd. As Barney takes a ball. 2-0 the count. First time he's been behind. Game 1 was a blowout. Toronto ran away with it, 10-1. Game 2, tighter. Blue Jays had a 5-1 lead. Rangers got it within a pair. Blue Jays would hold on the road, taking down Hamels and Darvish. This has been the best one of the bunch so far. 2-1 to count. And Barney fouls it back. 99 with the fastball.
See how hard all these guys are swinging?
Yes.
It's not paying off for them because they're swinging almost too hard against the guy that's throwing the ball right by them. Everybody's trying to swing as hard as he's throwing. You got to shorten everything up. You got to either spread your stance out, no stride, just let your hands work.
In the air, left field. That'll stay playable for Gomez. And Barney is retired.
But
2 up and 2 down.
This could play real well for Texas if they can get Carrera here. Retire the bottom part of the order plus the leadoff man. Coming up in the top of the 10th for Texas would be 9-1-2. You've got some of your good hitters coming up, get on the board, and then at least have a lead when you've got to deal with the heart of the Blue Jays order again.
Texas
Bush is mowing them down.
Lucky they made contact.
Yeah.
2 outs in the inning. Top of the order, Ezekiel Carrera. And on the first pitch, a pop up. Elvis Andrews is back. And Matt Bush, 6 up, 6 down, 4 strikeouts. Extra innings in game 3. The Rangers are coming up. So here we go to the 10th. Extra innings in game 3 of this LDS between the Blue Jays and the Rangers. And it'll be Jared Hoying to lead off his first at bat. Osuna is back out there to start his second inning of work. We have been knotted at 6 since the 6th. Rangers took a 6-5 lead with a 2 RBI double by Moreland. And then in the bottom of that inning, a passed ball with Tulowitzki at third allowed the runner to score to tie it up. The late inning relievers have been on their A game tonight. Matt Bush, 6 up, 6 down.
You see that changeup got away from him. He's out there on fumes to me. I mean, this kid's thrown, like we said, so many pitches over the course of the last week.
Jared Hoying. And he takes a strike.
Thank you.
2-2 the count. Rangers dugout barking. John Gibbons calling on his 21-year-old closer to go across multiple innings once again. 2-2. And down he goes. Hoying strikes out Osuna with a breaking ball. Out number 1 of the 10th as we check in with Matt Weiner.
Well, Brian, you mentioned the 31 pitches that Osuna threw in game 2. That represents the most he's thrown in any game all season long. He told me yesterday he felt normal fatigue from the outing, nothing out of the ordinary, but admits he's still feeling the unusual looseness sensation in his throwing shoulder, the reason he asked out of the wild card game. Says there's no pain, no weakness, just the feeling something is stretched more than usual, which even he calls weird. Now you can also notice the circular mark on Osuna's neck left by the cupping treatment he uses. It's an old Chinese treatment thought to promote healing by increasing blood flow. You saw it on Michael Phelps at the Olympics. And Osuna rather told me he's a big fan of it. And if he can close like Phelps, well, maybe the Jays can find their way eventually to the ALCS.
He's got out number 1 here and his 4th out of the game. Gomez showed bunt, pulled it back. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. There is certainly concern, Eck, about Osuna. Even John Gibbons said, I can't keep rolling him out there for multiple innings time after time. But the situation has played itself out once again. Gibbons is forced to do so.
Get more suction. Get those suction cups out.
1 ball, 1 strike. And Gomez, a foul ball at the knob of the bat. 1-2 now on Gomez.
I saw Osuna today in the clubhouse. He had all those suction cup, marks all over his shoulder. There's got to be something to it, man. If it could get me out there, I'm doing it.
Hitters hate those check swing strikes. Put him behind in the count. And it just happened.
Didn't bite on the breaking ball. 2-2. Gomez has plenty of pop. Overall season numbers don't show it as much for Gomez. He hit 13 on the year. He hit 8 of those in a little over 5 weeks with the Texas Rangers. 2-2. Osuna with a hesitation. Gomez, did he check it? He did. On the appeal to Hunter Wendelstedt. And that'll work the count full now.
He always saves that hesitation pitch just to trick somebody. The high fastball, he didn't come close to going, but he doesn't use that hesitation very often.
He used it on Moreland to get the last out in game 2.
Payoff pitch. Gomez swings and misses. Down he goes. Osuna strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks for Roberto Osuna.
Went to the high leg kick, Eck. A little extra.
That's for the cheese. I want to go up top, and he can't get there. Once again, great big swings from these hitters, but he reaches back. 3-2 fastball when he needed it upstairs.
Put it right by him. 2 up, 2 down. 5 in a row retired by Osuna. And now here's Desmond. And Desmond can't get to a high fastball. He fouls it away.
But he is a good high fastball hitter and wanted to get after that first one.
Statistically, Desmond tied with Jose Altuve of the Astros with the highest batting average against high fastballs.
Another hesitation pitch, and he's bringing it, man. 97. Those suction cup things are working.
What a show here. Matt Bush, Roberto Osuna bringing the gas. Blue Jay fans want one more. Here's the 0-2 and a high fly ball into right center field. Pilar is on the run, calling. Got it. Inning over. 3 up, 3 down. And for Osuna, 6 up and 6 down. Bottom of the 10th coming up, and the big boys are coming up. Donaldson, Encarnacion, and Bautista. We go to the bottom of the 10th, and Rangers fans, you're seeing that correctly. That is Matt Bush, and he is out there for a 3rd inning, something he has never done in his career. And heck, why not, the way he's pitched thus far.
This guy's lights out fastball. Ton of movement to go along with the curveball. It's almost unhittable. You're just lucky to make contact at this point. But he's never gone 3 innings. We'll see what happens.
Well, the way he's pitching and the way he's working, it looked like he could go 9 if he needed to.
Jeff Bannister called him the bullpen MVP. And he has got the tough part of the order coming up. 6-6 game bottom 10. Here's Josh Donaldson. And the Blue Jays have more magic in them. And Donaldson trying to jump on that first pitch. He fouls it back.
Well, everybody wants to be the hero. When you're at home, you got these big crowds. So everybody from Donaldson on down will be trying to launch one out of here. And that may work against them. Again, shorten up. You don't have to swing hard against a guy like this to hit it out.
Donaldson with 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 4. And that's a swing and a hot one into right center field. That will bounce up and off the top of the wall. Donaldson into second base. It's a double. A leadoff double for Josh Donaldson. And the potential winning run in scoring position.
He got himself a curveball. You take advantage of something. You take advantage of the second best pitch. This isn't one of his best breaking balls. Kind of hangs middle of the plate. He carves this thing into the gap. One hop, they get it in, but he gets into second base easily, even though he makes a headlong dive. You see the breaking ball? He sat there for a second, looked at it, but he gets to second base easy. He will do a headlong dive. He looks like he's hurting a little bit.
What a big hit that was. His 3rd of the game, his 7th of this series. And look who's coming up here for the Blue Jays. The Rangers will have no part of it. Encarnacion will be intentionally walked, trying to set up a double play chance. But that puts Jose Bautista squarely in the center. Bannister to the phone. His closer, Sam Dyson, is a ground ball pitcher.
Jose Bautista coming up next. Dead pull hitter. You saw what Donaldson did.
Oh boy, here's a matchup now. Power on power. Is Bannister going to let it ride? The shining stars for the Blue Jays. Bautista's driven in 5. Donaldson now with 5 doubles. Encarnacion with the walk-off in the wild card game has another homer tonight. 3 of them in this postseason. Potential winning run at second base. Nobody out. Ball 1. The double play came in the 5th. That ended the inning.
This is the 9th batter that Bush has faced.
The 1-0, and Bautista swings and fouls it away. Bautista sent the Rangers home last year right here at Rogers Center. That historic walk-off home run for Jose Bautista. Beg your pardon, not a walk-off, but a game-winning home run, I should say.
And that was off Dyson.
He does have 6 walk-offs this year, the Blue Jays. That's a run that matters. 1 ball, 1 strike. In there. 99 with a fastball, and it's 1-2 on Bautista.
Yeah, as good as your stuff is if you're Bush, and as much as you know this guy is a dead red fastball inner half hitter, just keep pounding that outside part.
He already made a mistake with his breaking ball to Donaldson. You won't see it here, I would think.
Here's a 1-2, and in the dirt, Lucroy blocks.
He did, but he wasn't going to hang it, that's for sure.
Yeah, nice stop by Lucroy.
It's a key play. Keeps the runners at first and second. Keeps the potential winning run off third base.
We'd love to see Bautista shorten up, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure he knows what that means.
I don't think so.
Bannister's best against Gibbons' best. Full count.
I can't imagine how deafening it is standing on that mound right now.
For a 30-year-old rookie. Pitching in his 3rd inning. Full count, nobody out. Here it comes, and a swing and a miss. Bush strikes him out. Got him to chase, and Bautista is out number 1.
Well, that was a gift there by Bush, but what are you going to do, man? You got to get the head out. This ball's up and out of the strike zone. He swings right through it, not even close.
And he knew it right away.
Bush with a fist pump too, fired him up.
What a huge out that was. Now 1 away. Now a double play could get Bush and the Rangers out of the inning. Russell Martin trying to send the Rangers packing.
And Bush is staring at a walk-off piece just to stay in shape here.
Russell Martin, a swing and a miss. Bush firing the fastball, still working in the upper 90s. Got to remember, Josh Donaldson not running at 100%, battling a hip injury. Got a modest lead. Martin takes one inside and high.
You want to know how these guys throw for the Rangers in the outfield. Carlos Gomez plus arm and accurate. Ian Desmond plus on the strength and the accuracy. And Hoying average in both.
And Martin, a swing and a miss.
I'm really surprised at Russell Martin and what he's doing here. Big, long swing. Trying to pull, it looks like trying to get out there early on his fastball, hoping he can catch up instead of doing what he does best and hit the ball to right center.
That Bautista strikeout could be a turning point. Potential winning run at second base, and Martin takes off the plate. So Russell Martin now even in the count. How about that take right there? 2-2. Aaron Sanchez, the starter, giving up 6 runs tonight. Bush pitching in his 3rd inning. Here's a 2-2, and Martin takes ball 3, and again a full count.
If you're one of the Rangers outfielders in the event of a base hit, you don't have to worry about hitting the cutoff man in this situation, because it doesn't matter if runners advance. The only guy that matters is Donaldson running at second trying to score. You've got to get the ball to home plate the best way you can, as accurate as you can, without worrying about cutoff men.
Full count, here it comes, and Martin fouls it back.
That's an accomplishment in itself right there, a little foul tip.
Agreed.
Matt Bush has never thrown this many pitches in a big league game. Of course, it is his rookie season, but his previous high was 33. Uncharted territory here in the postseason.
Having a hard time getting the ball down right now.
This is pitch number 7 of the at-bat, and pitch number 42 for Bush. And Martin stays alive, fouls it away.
It's a little better.
And he's really getting tired too. That was 99.
Fatigue is starting to show, right? 99 miles an hour.
Really impressed. What a job he's done.
So we'll do it again. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Another payoff. And Martin on the ground. Andrews makes a play, goes to second, out there, throw to first. Oh, and what a play. But here comes the runner, Donaldson. He's safe. He's safe. The ball game is over. The Blue Jays are moving on to the ALCS. Jeff Bannister is requesting a Hail Mary challenge.
From a double play ball to a game winner. Contact. Made contact. You win the game with contact.
Put it in play, put pressure on the defense. Heads up base running by Donaldson.
Moreland was lucky to pick it. Keep it in front of him.
Was there interference at second? That's what they'll want to know.
Low throw.
Bad throw. Moreland keeps it in front of him. Play at the plate. He gets in with a headlong dive. All they're asking for is a play at second base.
Donaldson with the mad dash all the way from second. Scores the winning run for the Blue Jays. Surely will be confirmed here by Joe West. Joe West is about to feel like he just hit a walk-off.
What's the challenge? Second base.
It's the only thing it could be.
Yes.
Is that Bannister saying the slide into second disrupted the throw, but he remained on the bag, never left contact.
And he went right over the top of the bag too.
Here it comes, folks. No interference. Blue Jays win. The Toronto Blue Jays have eliminated the Rangers and the first team to move on. Back back-to-back seasons in the American League Championship Series.
Donaldson double, headlong dive, finishes it off.
On a bad hit. Scoring from second.
Of course, Blue Jays fans are reveling in the fact that it was Odor who made the bad throw, too.
For the first time in Blue Jays franchise history, they sweep a postseason series. And John Gibbons is heading back to the ALCS and a matchup with either Cleveland or Boston.
The play to second base, you see Encarnacion comes up, holds on to the bag, a one-hopper to Moreland, keeps it in front of him, but Donaldson was going all the way, never stopped.
Joe, were you surprised Andrews didn't go to third for the force out? They're only going to get one there, but that's the lead out in the force out.
They already had one out. If they get the double play, innings over. Absolutely not. If they make a good throw with Russell Martin running, that's got to be in your head. You know the catcher's running. You got a chance, good chance at the double play. It was fairly routine. Odor just made a bad throw.
And what great base running by Josh Donaldson, sensing that it would be a tough play for Moreland to make. He scores the winning run as we send it down to Matt Weiner.
All right, BA, Josh Donaldson with a mad dash for home to send the Blue Jays to the American League Championship Series. From your perspective, what did you see as you took off from second and rounded third?
Well, I had a pretty good secondary right there, and I got to third base pretty quick. I was able to see the throw go low and him trying to make the attempt for the pick. And once I saw him bobbling, I had to go.
You've been dealing with a hip thing. How did it feel in that final sprint?
I don't feel much of anything right now, so I think that's what's good. Playing in front of this crowd, 50,000 plus, you know, it gives you that shot of adrenaline, and you know, when you step on the field, you know, you hope that takes over, and it did today.
Going back to the at-bat, Matt Bush is out there throwing gas. How were you able to make the adjustment to the curveball?
Well, I mean, they mix their pitches up pretty well to me. They don't normally throw me a lot of fastballs back to back to back. So, you know, I try to stay patient, try to get a pitch in the zone that I can handle, and I was able to, you know, take advantage of a pitch that stayed over the middle of the plate.
It's a short series, but how was this team able to answer every time seemingly the Rangers put numbers on the board?
If I had that answer, we would do it every day. You know, we came out, I felt like we executed pretty well. You know, they took advantage of some of our mistakes. We took advantage of some of their mistakes. It was a back and forth battle, kind of what everybody expected. Minus the fact, you know, we were able to kind of get the last one, and, you know, that's baseball sometimes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Boy, what a finish here, and it will officially end, Joe, on an E4. An error on Rougned Odor allows the Blue Jays to score the winning run. Think about their last two runs. They tied it on a pass ball. They win it on an E4.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Texas from a defensive standpoint, because they've been a pretty good defensive ball club all year. But keep in mind, Odor made 22 errors in the regular season at second base, and his first error in the postseason is a huge one.
To me, that relief pitching was incredible on both sides. Osuna gets the win. Bush pitched so great in his third inning. He ends up with the L. But like you said, Odor, that's a double play if Odor makes the throw.
It was a low feed. He had to go down low and get it, stand up and throw. But a play that he's made many times, I'm sure.
The Blue Jays, now the second team to win 2 postseason rounds via a walk-off in the same season. They joined the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks, had a walk-off against St. Louis in the division series, and of course the famous Luis Gonzalez moment of Mariano Rivera. in the World Series as they pour out of the Blue Jays dugout. And the Blue Jays sweep Texas. Let's send it back down to Matt.
All right, BA, Russell Martin was part of the start of this game with a home run back in the first and put the final ball in play on what turned out to be the game winner. How crazy was that?
It was crazy. That's the best ground ball in short I've ever hit, I think.
Comeback after comeback in terms of answering the Rangers throughout this series. How were you able to continually do that?
I mean, that's how our team is built. We're built to be resilient. We've been through a lot this year, but you know, we just fight. We keep on fighting, and we do what it takes to win. And today was one of those days where they kept battling us, but we, you know, we didn't let them get to us. Even if they had a one-run lead, we still believed that we could make it. And you know, we got it done. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done.
A couple of long outings for Roberto Osuna here the last couple of games. Liriano's not available until Game 2 of the ALCS. How advantageous is this time off?
This is beautiful. Definitely our pitching's going to use it. Even our guys, even our position players that are banged up a little bit, a couple days can do magical things. So right now, I guess it's time to go celebrate a little bit and then get ready for the next series.
You and I talked about this yesterday, the day before. A native Canadian, you play for the team you grew up rooting for, and here you are standing in one of these moments. What could that possibly mean to you?
It's a little surreal, but it feels great. You know, I told the guys earlier, I felt like I was as light as a feather running around the bases there. And but it's just nice, man. It's nice to be at home in Canada and in front of all these fans and just, you know, see the maple leaf everywhere, and it's awesome, man. I can't really describe it too well.
Go get some turkey or champagne or whatever you like.
That's right. We'll start with champagne, I think. All right.
Congratulations.
Take care.
That is the sweetest Thanksgiving offering that Russell Martin and the Blue Jays could offer this Canadian crowd here in Toronto. What a moment. Russell Martin in his 7th consecutive postseason. He's been to 8 of the last 9 postseasons. Had a key home run in this game as well. And it was his ground ball that started the sequence for Donaldson's dash that scores the winning run. And the Blue Jays sweep the Rangers.
This was a wild one. Back and forth, long balls, great comebacks by Texas, who never quit. Again, it's just so heartbreaking for them and their fans, the unfortunate nature in which the tying run scored and the winning run scored.
To me, just watching a game so close like this, meaning so much for a team like Toronto, and there's walk-off at any given moment.
Yeah.
You saw one swing of the bat could end this thing, and it takes just a ground ball to short. Any kind of contact really won this game.
Well, for the Texas Rangers, it is the end of the line. A 95-win season, the best record in the American League. And for the 2nd consecutive postseason, they are eliminated by the Toronto Blue Jays.
This Toronto team is dangerous, very dangerous going into the ALCS. I wouldn't want to have to deal with them if I were whoever comes out of that.
Good starting pitching, and you know they can leave Earth.
They're going to be well rested. They'll match up either against the Indians or the Boston Red Sox, and more walk-off magic. The wild card game, the 11th inning game-winning homer by Encarnacion, and then in their first game back since that wild card game, they pick up the win again on an error by Rougned Odor. The Donaldson dash scores the winning run, and the Blue Jays are heading back to the ALCS. They will start on the road. Cleveland has a 2-0 advantage in that series with Boston. Game 3 there tomorrow right here on TBS.